Okay, welcome guys. We're at Coke and Plunger today, doing our video shoot here today. Just gonna meet up with some of the waiters today. So.
Hello, should I show you around?
Yes, please.
So, want to see the deck area?
Oh yes, please.
You probably did see it. So this is dining area. Dining. You maybe do like a private function in here, a little more private. And our coffee station right over there. Beautiful fireplace. So here we have wine lounge. Lovely day.
This is the outside deck that we have here. You can see it has a beautiful view of the sea.
Follow me past the bar. And at the back we have a beer garden. Sunny Usually pool table is uncovered. TVs, rugby days.
Thank you so much. Like.
Welcome everyone, welcome to Breaking Chains. This is Theo Stofili and this is another On God session. So today I've got Alison with me and she's actually responsible for the magic. You understand? She's very talented in what she does, and you know, I'm just going to give her the opportunity to share what she does and who she is, as well as also encourage you, you know, you who's watching, even including myself, you know, to actually follow through with our purpose, because that's what we're here for. That's why we're alive. So Alison, just, you know, say hi to the people and
Okay. Hey guys, as you guys heard, my name is Alison. So
where do we start?
yeah,
Okay.
where do we start?
Alison, who are you? I mean, your background, you know, were you born in Mossel Bay? You know, how did you come across dancing and, you know, recording and things like that?
So, I grew up in Mossel Bay. I was born here, I was born and raised here. My mom is from Mossel Bay and my dad is from Johannesburg. So basically throughout my life I've always been a Christian. I've always been a believer of God. But I never knew it was really serious. I never thought it was serious. You know, I'm so stressed right now.
Relax.
You know, I was very serious. Not very serious about it. And when I grew up, I was like basically forced to go to church, go to Sunday school, because it's something I never wanted to do. I've always wanted to sleep, you know, because what's better than sleeping on a Sunday? I've always wanted to sleep in until I turned 14. I realized that, you know, this is not really a joke, and that God is actually real. It's actually real. And this is also, just before that, I've discovered my passion for dancing in 2009. When I was 9 years old, I discovered my passion for dancing. So I started dancing, and ever since then, I've been in love with dance. It's been my passion. I do well in it, I excel in it. I went overseas twice for dancing. In 2013 I went to Denmark and I represented South Africa, and in 2016 we went to Copenhagen. In 2016 we went to Vienna, Austria, where I got Protea colors for dancing and represented South Africa and came 14th in the world. So throughout my life, dancing has always been a big thing for me. Um, but when I started dancing, I never realized that this talent was something that I got from God. I just thought it was there because when I was a baby, I used to dance, just do my own moves and all of that. Uh, but I never realized that it was actually a God given talent until I was 14 years old and I accepted God as my Lord and Savior. Like I said, I was always a Christian, but I wasn't serious about my Christianity. I wasn't serious about my faith. And ever since then, my relationship with God has grown stronger, and God has given me so many opportunities to show who I am in my talent, to love it out, to draw people closer, or to have people be attracted to my dancing. And I'm just so grateful for that. I love dancing, it is my passion, but I cannot do it without God. Because if God's not there, then my talent's not there. And even if it is there, it's not there for God, it's just there. So, yeah.
So just like, I mean, you love dancing, and it's not your only talent. But like with regards to dancing and how you actually understand that now, it's what changed from just having it as a talent to understanding that, wait, this is actually God given, and there's purpose behind it basically. That I'm sure that it took your dancing to another level, and also I'm sure that now you're dancing with purpose basically.
So when I was 15 years old, I went to stand camp for the very, very first time in my life. And there I experienced God in a way that I never thought I would. In that time at stand, God just spoke to me. He just gave me wisdom. He just said like, yeah, I am. Come to me. My arms are wide open. And I remember that I spoke to someone about where my talents came from and how it gave me this love to dance with God, and they just told me like, with God nothing is impossible, and you can do everything through Christ who strengthens you. And there I realized that my dancing isn't coming from me, it's coming from God. Because yes, I'm a good dancer, but that doesn't make me how can I say it? How can I say it?
Your dancing speaks more to people now in a way that it hasn't before.
Yes, but also I can encounter more with God when I dance. And I mean, even through worship music, I can think of moves to dance to it. It's not just on music that we all like in the daily life, but also when like my passion for dance has become so good with God that I can do it on worship music. And I think ever since then I've realized that when I have God with me, when God is there and He's always there, nothing is impossible. I can pursue what I've always wanted to pursue, and I've reached my dream, I've reached my goal, I've gotten Protea colors, and that was my goal. My goal was to represent this country and get Protea colors and make the country proud, and also make the people proud, but also make God proud most of all. Because I believe that God has a dream and a purpose for every single person, not in your time, in His time, and that's something that we as people don't just realize on a daily basis, because we think that everything must happen according to our time, and that's not how it's supposed to be. I had to wait 5 years before I could discover my purpose in dancing, my dream in dancing, and it wasn't in my time. Because if it was in my time, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be where I am with my dancing today. I wouldn't be able to pour out my talent like I am today if it wasn't for God. So yeah.
I feel that. I feel that. That's actually one of the other things I wanted to just ask you about is because I mean once we've discovered our purpose, we're really excited and we're like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go forward now. But then you come to find that there's times of uncertainty. Some days you just don't feel like doing anything. Sometimes you question your purpose, like, yo, God, is this what I'm supposed to be doing with my life? So, like, in those moments, how do you overcome them? Like, how do you? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people busy watching, and sorry, there's a lot of people watching, and they're like, you know what? It's all good to have purpose and things, but right now I don't feel it. Right now I'm not in the mood for it. Right now I can't do it. My circumstances aren't the right type of thing. So how do you, overcome that obstacle?
So I think basically overcoming an obstacle is not easy because you cannot do it by yourself. You cannot. So me, I had to overcome my obstacles through praying, through worshiping God, and through asking Him to be there in my times of need, because I cannot overcome my problems by myself. I cannot, and I've been in that stage where I felt depressed and I felt like committing suicide, and I felt like doing all of those things, but God was like, no, it's not your time. It's not your time. You cannot do this. There is so much more I have in store for you. Overcoming an obstacle is not easy, and then again, God didn't promise us an easy life. He didn't promise us an easy life, and we are basically here on this earth to serve Him, to draw people closer to Him. And I just think when you have God with you, any obstacle can be overcome. Any obstacle can be overcome. Doesn't matter how hard it may seem at the time, but it will be overcome. And I think that's what helped me to get through my obstacles in life, is having God with me every step of the way. Even though I felt like I didn't want to do this, I felt like I didn't want to dance. There were times that I felt like I didn't want to dance at all because I was just too tired. My body was sore, and God was like, no, this is your passion. You need to pursue this because I have so much more in store for you concerning your dancing. So when God shows up in your worst times, or in your times when you feel like you don't want to do anything, and He just tells you, no, do this because I have a plan for you in this. And I think basically that's what helped me to overcome my obstacles.
That's fresh, man.